No.
Okay. Maybe we'll get even more drops from co-op or something.
So, I haven't gotten a yellow bow since that yellow bow that I had that I was playing with originally. I had to buy a fucking another yellow bow.
Yeah, I think they want us to use the. They definitely want us to use
No.
Yep. We've been live. I finally got it live.
Maybe we'll get even more drops from co-op or something.
So, I haven't gotten a yellow bow.
What I was gonna say is
since that yellow bow that I had that I was playing with originally. I had to buy a fucking
Well, you haven't even
another
started
yellow
up
bow.
yet, Phil.
No, we
Yeah,
are
I think
live.
they
They've
want
been
us to use
they've been
the-
listening to you for about the past 20,
they
30
definitely want us to
seconds.
use
No.
Yep. We've been live.
Listen all they want.
I finally got it live.
Maybe
so.
we'll get even more drops.
Okay. So there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, that man. Sorry everybody. Freaking I also had audio playing on my ears, so it sounded like these guys were having a bigger conversation than they were. This whole place is already a shit show. No, I'm playing.
Or has a reverb.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's time to discuss this insane hobby we call gaming that has just brought everybody out of the woodwork that has an opinion and everything. Let's see. Oh, we have already Mr. Glass already in the chat. Hell yeah, first one. Hey, good evening. I already caught the show live. I know it's like so these guys right here convinced me to play Path of Exile 2, and it's all they can not stop talking about. And so yeah, like we caused Jacob here to stay up past his bedtime. And normally Mickey over here likes to tuck in because he we won't like make too much fun
I'm
of him,
old.
he likes to go to bed a little early, like very early. And like it was like 12:30 last night and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you still doing here? Aren't you like, is your caretaker going to come in here and like turn the lights off on you or something?
Oh, that's funny. Jerk.
Oh man, but there's a lot to talk about right now, everybody. I've got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind freaking playing on the screen. That's what I've been kind of dabbling in outside of Path of Exile 2, Indiana Jones. I've even been like playing my PS5, playing some Horizon Forbidden West. I've just been having a damn good time, dude, playing games, not giving a fuck. How about you guys?
Type shit.
Hell yeah, we've been playing Path of Exile since its early release, and before that, I was pretty much just playing Skyrim and any other little games that I just wanted to play at the time. But Path of Exile's been the game for the last few days, though.
Yeah, same. That Factorio always Stalker 2, Stalker 1, and Hell Let Loose.
So you've been playing Stalker 2.
Yeah.
I downloaded that.
Maybe I'm a little bit of a fraud, but I haven't downloaded it yet. But my hard drive has been pressed lately with all the other shit that we're playing.
Have you played the first one?
I've played a little bit of the first one. I'm like maybe like a small, like I'm maybe talking like 2-3 hours. I need to really get into it, but
so you didn't even make it through the tutorial, basically.
Pretty much, I guess I could probably say that. Yeah.
I think the tutorial's like 5 hours or something.
But my question is, have you had any serious problems with it? Because I mean, you could go on the internet and people will make a mountain out of a molehill real quick. I've heard like people are like saying that the game is broken and that it's like disheartening them on, their love for the Stalker franchise, and Stalker 2 is like not what they expected. But that I've seen other people in the community that can be very vocal when a game is broken, or, they don't really like choose sides and they have no problem being blunt, that are saying that people are actually making a little bit of a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know what exactly is your opinion on Stalker 2. And Mr. Glass, congratulations, good sir. He says he's Onyx General now in Halo Infinite. I need to find a game
yeah.
that
Holy shit.
outside
He was
of
almost last
Huh?
time.
What'd you
I
say?
think this is the guy that said he was almost Onyx General last
Uh-huh.
time we were. Yeah, that's cool.
But
Yeah, congratulations.
I wanted,
Crazy.
like, I guess I kind of felt the same way when I finally crossed the 1,000 level mark on Elder Scrolls Online. Even though that's nowhere near the level cap. I don't even know if I'll ever get near level cap. But anyways, what is your experience with Stalker 2? Like,
I like it. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's early. It's like early release because like people were bitching about how it was delayed so many times. So it's like not even done yet. It's kind of like Path to Exile 2. And like already right there, I'm like, I don't really care if there's any issues. I haven't ran into like anything crazy. It hasn't crashed on me. The performance is kind of like fucked, but it's like it's early access. So
I thought it was a full game release. At least
it's
on the
like
console,
it's
it
like a
comes off as
half release. It's like a half release. Like the half the shit ain't even in the game yet. Like they just released it for the community, just to like play it. Like so when I was talking about A Life, I don't even think A Life is in the game yet.
I've heard
Which
people
I
say that
don't.
A Life is kind of broken. That was one
Yeah,
of the
it's like
things
in a
that they were
broken
mad
state.
about.
It's not even in the game.
Well, I just
So
I have my opinions because I just don't like that. To me, it just shows just how out of touch people can be, where they're more concerned about, you know, getting their cake and eating it too than taking into factor and the logical thought of train of thought is we're dealing with a developer that was business as usual. Then Russia invaded. Some of the employees had to go fight the Russians from taking essentially their livelihoods in their country from them, and they still are. And then from what I guess was said is that the development studio was bombed. It was destroyed,
yeah,
but that was not before they were able to get the equipment and the game out and into France in a different company at France. Now, obviously, some developers from the studio went to France with all the stuff to continue developing the game, while others stayed and fought the Russians. But I just love how, you know, like, again, we're going to go down this road of like, oh, we got developers that don't know what they're talking about, or they're over promising, and, you know, the whole line of train of thought of like, you suck, you suck, you suck. And it's just like, do you know what they're going through? So you might want to like tread lightly.
my shit is just like it was almost canceled. So fucking play it or don't. I don't care. Like at least you have it to play.
I know, right?
Like maybe if they promised anything, but it's like, yeah, bro, I don't know. It was already canceled like twice. So just be happy you fucking have it. If you don't want to play it, just don't play it. But I mean, I feel like it's not like it's not Stalker. I feel like it's it's just Stalker. Like I'm not gonna say it's amazing. But I like it. It's cool. I have like 5 hours in it, so it's not. I'm kind of waiting until they fix the whole A Life thing because that's like what makes Stalker in my opinion.
I
But
think I
Well,
Stalker
played it for
1
like a
is
half
cool.
hour, and it was pretty cool. I mean, it was pretty
oh, so
decent. I
even
don't.
Mickey's played. I'm just like way behind on the
Yeah,
fucking times.
yeah, I
Dude,
have
you're
it.
behind
I
on
have it
everything.
downloaded.
I'm playing Stalker 2. What's Centurion playing? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You sick in the head? Maybe. All right. So let's just dive right into it. Let's have some fun. What's gonna make everybody laugh is some new games came out. Well, I'm pretty sure we're all aware that we'll dive into Path of Exiles, but the other hilarious part about the whole situation is, oh, come on, are you gonna? It's not gonna work. I'm trying to find my notes. So Path of Exiles came out, and Mickey and I the other night we played a game called Marvel Rivals. And so that's where oh, there it goes. Finally my notes are loading. So we'll start with Marvel Rivals. I know, Jacob, when we were talking earlier this week, you said you were watching a friend actually play the game. Have you physically played the game yet?
No.
Okay.
I played it.
So me and Mickey played. We were big Overwatch fans back in the day with like Overwatch 1. Overwatch 2 came out, and of course, we all know how that went off with the community. And unless you were like an absolute diehard fan, the love for the Overwatch franchise kind of died off very quickly. And so now in comes with NetEase with a game called Marvel Rivals. And let's just face it. I mean, if you were to have both of these games playing next to each other, they both have the same kind of flash, but Marvel Rivals, I believe, is going to take the trophy because it is Marvel. I do feel that there is maybe just a little bit more flash in shine to the product compared to at least Overwatch when the original. I don't know if they're kind of doing some of the same stuff over on Overwatch 2. I do like the fact that the heroes have like team abilities where if you play certain heroes in tandem with each other, they can actually team up and pull off moves that are specific to their combination. It's also exposed people to Jeff the Shark. So for those who do play Marvel Rivals, Jeff the Shark is an absolute pain in the ass. He is like the main healer of the game. It's like comic relief. Like when he dives into the ground and starts like swimming as like a shark with his fin out towards you, he very childishly starts singing the theme to Jaws as he's doing it. It's actually quite hilarious. And so like he is a healer. He can like heal people from like across the map line of sight. He can leave little healing bubbles around. He even has a small little base attack. But the one thing that really is irking people is his ultimate that allows him to turn the ground into water, and he'll just gobble up the enemies and hold them in his mouth. And either they can be damaged over time before he spits them out. He could spit them out with one of the if you got teammates with you, you can do that to where he'll spit you out and the teammate can release one of their ultimates, just basically destroying people as they get delivered somewhere away from the point. Or the ultimate FU that a lot of people have figured out, including myself, is you just swim over to a cliff face and just spit the opponents over the edge of a cliff face, which is absolute fun.
Oh yeah. It's just like that one map on fucking Overwatch.
Which one on Overwatch?
I don't know which one it is, but the site is like on this in this building that it's like 75% of it is just a cliff, and then you just go in there with like Lucio or something and just like boop everyone right out the fucking edge of it. Just kill everybody.
That's funny. Well, what's gonna make Mickey laugh is one of the articles I already read is that Jeff mechanics are so decisive, some players are already calling for balance changes on Jeff.
On Jeff.
They want Jeff the Shark balance.
What is it? What is he from? This is like a character.
Okay, so apparently we actually had to go on Wikipedia to look up Jeff, and somehow he's the pet of the female version of Deadpool. Like it wasn't even called. She wasn't even called Deadpool. Like we had to look it up, and like somehow he is somehow in the Marvel universe as like a really offshoot of an offshoot character, but he got brought in. And so now because of Marvel Rivals, Jeff the Shark is like trending, and it's absolutely freaking hilarious. But
that's funny.
Definitely interesting.
I know, so Jacob, you've watched Marvel Rivals. Mickey, you've played Marvel Rivals. I could say that maybe the game overall needs a little bit of balancing because, I mean, there's some characters like that are like, I mean, like put a capital T in the word tank, but they don't fight worth crap. And there's other characters that literally will pound you like a brick, but their health pool is so small that if they even get sneezed on, they'll just get clipped real quickly. So it's like, I could see what they're going for. And I really do think that at this point, Marvel Rivals is here to stay, and they may have actually uprooted any community loyalty that may have been left for Overwatch. And this has even caused ex-Blizzard executive Mikey Barra to come out and make a comment on Twitter and actually delete this comment. And it was somewhere along the lines of essentially calling insinuating that Black Widow was just a remake or almost a ripoff of Widowmaker out of Overwatch. When he did this, the community noted him very quickly on Twitter with a bunch of information, including that Black Widow was introduced into the Marvel franchise in the 1970s. And if we really want to talk about currently, from what they said, is that Black Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2, which is somewhere around 2010. So even by that math, Black Widow was before Overwatch in both the 1970s and 2010. And so it was more like nice reach, but your character at Overwatch was inspired by Black Widow, the femme fatale. And that, I guess it caused him to delete his tweet because you could just see the bitterness of, like trying to act like you were like the original creator of this type of character.
Yeah, before you go twittering and shit like that, you got to make sure that you know your info so it doesn't make you so, because the Twitterverse will embarrass you and make you look bad if you're wrong.
It's not fun though if you don't just go saying shit without knowing.
Mikey Barra wasn't alone. There was another another executive over at Blizzard that really had some things to say about a game that's come out, which is where this whole subject is. But we'll just start with Marvel Rivals. But there's actually two games that I think now the reason why these executives are starting to maybe do crap like this is because there is a game coming out of Asia that looks like an absolute almost one-for-one ripoff of Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. Have you guys heard about this game?
No. What is it called?
Let's see. I'm bad with names. Light of Motiram, Motiram. Motiram. It was made by Tencent, and it's called Tencent's Light of Moitrim, or however you want to play. Like, if you guys go look at the trailer for this game called Light of Motiram or whatever, I mean, like, if there was no words or anything, you would swear to God it's either a part 3 to Horizon or...
Oh, yeah.
You can already see it?
Oh, yeah.
And
it's on the cover.
And then also on the other crazy part is if you listen to the sound effects and like the audio from this game, yeah, like, I mean, it is very close. Like, I mean, it's very close to being like an almost 100% ripoff, like both in art design, the looks, the color palette, even the concepts, and also the audio cues, like when you use the scanners and stuff. And I'm just kind of like standing back looking at this, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, if this was Nintendo, they'd already be freaking trying to burn this development studio down.
Well, it's Sony, right? They probably will.
Well, yeah, Sony Guerrilla Games, owned by Sony, made the Horizon franchise. I'm just curious, though, is Sony going to do something about this? But let's also face it, Tencent is a big player in gaming. Like they're a publisher for a good, like I'm just saying, like I know it's so to me it's more like, would we potentially aggravate Tencent to the point like because we know PlayStation really prides themselves on being able to secure exclusive content for the PlayStation, even as something as stupid as a coonskin hat in Red Dead Redemption 2, but it was exclusive content.
Was it an actual thing?
That was an actual thing. Like, dude, so back, if you want to know how, like, you guys over on the PC community kind of have it a little easy over here on console land. So when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, the packaging for Red Dead Redemption 2 in big, beautiful letters, PlayStation exclusive
type shit.
And then down in the fine print, it would be like DLC cosmetic. Big boy, but we know how people read stuff. They don't read the fine print. They just see, PlayStation exclusive. And so, people bought Red Dead Redemption 2 thinking it was a PlayStation exclusive. And then all of a sudden they see people playing it on Xbox and they're like, wait a minute, I thought it was exclusive. No. You got an exclusive hat. I wonder how much PlayStation paid for that, but still, I'm just saying, like, would PlayStation want to potentially create
me too.
Huh?
Hang on 1 second. Sorry.
No, what was that?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I don't know. I think there's somebody at my door. Hang on.
Oh God. Are we going to hear someone get swatted, Mickey? I'd sit here and listen. I'd be like, turn on your phone. I want to watch. Anyway, but Mickey, how about you just give some input on this? At least with playing Marvel Rivals. We'll just keep it on Marvel Rivals right now. Like, can you, what's your opinion on the game? What do you like about it? And, the whole thing of developers starting to get a little bit maybe peeved off when they see something that they did also duplicated in a game. Back in the day, what was it like that? Oh my God, I forget. Paul Mooney said it on the Dave Chappelle show back in the day that the biggest form of flattery is imitation. And so now it's like no longer, imitation. It's like, people are just straight up going to the point of like, oh, you're ripping us off.
Well, Marvel Rivals is cool because for one, it's Marvel, and I've always been a fan of Marvel. It's only been in like the last 10 years that I've really gotten close to DC, but Marvel's always been been the one that I've followed. So with the Marvel characters, it's awesome. It's got my favorite character, who, and the gameplay is fun. Obviously, it does. There's clearly similarities, to Overwatch, but it's not Overwatch, so I'm cool with that. And hopefully they do have some, there'll be some things that they'll change up in the future. You and I talked about it, like with Magneto, and how they don't really utilize his actual powers.
I know his powers are so cheesy.
He's got 2 shields, and it's like he has the power to to utilize metal and stuff. He should be maybe making more. His powers kind of more based on that, but that's just a minor complaint and bitch. So. But overall, I like the game. It's fun. I think we enjoyed ourselves. And like I said, with the characters and stuff, it's enjoyable, and I really like the game. I like it better than Overwatch. Even Overwatch 1, but Overwatch 1 was really fun. But to me, I like it because it is Marvel based. So, but it's a cool game. It's fun, and I'm enjoying it. So.
What's up, Adidas 20. Hello to you, sir. It's more than just me, and he says, "What's up, Sint and Mickey? Happy gaming." Yes, happy gaming to you.
Happy gaming.
Jacob is also joining us for another night because it was actually fun having him here and definitely getting the PC community's side of the story.
Uh-huh.
He's like, well, wait a minute, they did that at PlayStation? I'm like, dude, you have no idea some of the shit that's happened over here.
It's crazy. I'm back.
And Mr. Glass says, has anybody here checked out about Doom DLC has anybody here about a Doom DLC for Starfield? They're making Doom DLC for Starfield?
I have not heard anything about it.
No, but
not yet anyway.
Hey, Mr. Glass, how about let's second that. Have you heard about the new expansion for Atomic Heart that's going to take place underwater like a Rapture BioShock? That makes me kind of like, ooh, I am totally down. And me and Mickey just found out 2 nights ago that there is a new DLC expansion for World War Z, which takes place in Las Vegas, which already has been, huh?
I love that game.
Dude, is there crossplay on it?
I think so.
Because you're going to have to join me and Mickey, because we were talking about it last night. We want to both get this Las Vegas DLC, but are you aware that they made a DLC here in Arizona?
No, I haven't played it in a minute.
So a few months ago, me and Mickey have it. We got to still kind of like go through the entire campaign, but the DLC that came out takes place here in Phoenix.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I think they just released it on Steam not too long ago. I used to play on Epic, but the servers were like completely dead.
Well, we don't need to worry about. Me and Mickey have never had problems finding a team, because between me, Mickey, and his kid, like, we're always able to, like, then with you, we would have a fourth real quick.
Yeah, it says it's crossplay between pretty much everything.
All right. Hopefully it doesn't turn out like Switch, Alien Fireteam Elite crossplay.
Probably not.
Nothing happens. Like, guys, we tried for an hour and a half to get crossplay to work on Fireteam Elite before we finally gave up. All 3 of us, like, collectively together tried to figure it out. Like, and don't try to, like, oh, you got to send the friend request and blah, blah, blah. We did that. It was like when we tried to load the game, it would, like, crash. Like, it would not work at all. Mr. Glass says he's looking forward to it, though. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to the Atomic Heart DLC. But... So what's your thoughts on Marvel Rivals, and do you think that maybe some of the comments from from at least Mike Ibarra is probably maybe being triggered by all of a sudden, it seems to be a almost like everyday common theme to see your game mechanic or your inspiration for a game character or a style of gaming in another game, and it's kind of like you wanting to deliver, like, defend your child.
Damn it.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I think if someone used your game mechanic, boo-hoo, unless it was like something that like completely changed the industry, I guess. Because you're gonna be working on a new game here pretty soon. You're not gonna, I don't know.
Well, Mike Ibarra is retired. He's no longer with Blizzard. It's like he's at home. Bored on Twitter.
Then, definitely boo-hoo then. I don't know what to say. You're not even making games anymore. If it's like, I don't know. If it's like that Forbidden West thing, then yeah, I see the problem. But like if it's like Palworld or something, I do not care. I'm sorry.
To kind of like clue you in on Mike Ibarra.
I know the name, 100%.
You know who he is?
I have no idea who he is, but I know his name. Like, I've definitely heard that. Probably in some of the
in 2019.
PC Master Race
in 2019, when I started doing content, he worked for Microsoft, and he was like 2nd or 3rd in command. And Phil Spencer is not going to leave for what, like, basically he was looking to want to get himself into a leadership position, full leadership. Left Xbox. Went to Activision Blizzard because he wanted to be out of the shadow of Microsoft. Well, we all saw how that worked out for him. Hey, we bought Activision Blizzard. Welcome back to Microsoft.
Nice.
And like, he went through a lot of trials and tribulations over at Activision. Like, it was like when they were accused of, being a very disrespectful company towards at least female employees, being disparaging, not paying them accurately. And so when that was all happening, they made a Mike Ibarra. They basically put two people in charge of the company, a man and a woman, Mike Ibarra, and I forget this woman's name. And right off the rip, this chick found out that Mike Ibarra was being paid more than her. And according to what I read, Mike Ibarra went with her to try to get her pay equaled out. I don't know exactly if he gave up or what really went on that situation, but the chick ended up leaving Activision because of pay discrepancy. And shortly after the acquisition completely from Microsoft, Mike Ibarra just left Activision. It was like he did not want to be part of Microsoft again. So, yeah, Mike Ibarra is one of those that has come up a lot, especially in the past with some of the stuff Xbox has done. But he's not the only executive to leave Microsoft for greener pastures just for Microsoft to come over and buy the farm. And we also have Rod Ferguson. Has anybody heard Rod Ferguson's name?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So, we all know the story of Gears of War. Gears of War was done by Cliff Bleszinski. He did Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. I think he got out around Judgment, and then they shut down that was like Epic Games. Epic Games sold the Gears of War franchise back to Microsoft, and Microsoft took a studio called Black Tusk Studio, renamed it the Coalition, and put Rod Ferguson in charge of the Coalition. And essentially Rod Ferguson was like the main guy behind Gears 5. And so he has a history with Xbox and wanted to go do, the whole greener pastures thing, left Microsoft, ended up at Blizzard to do Diablo 4. Microsoft buys Activision, Blizzard, and now he works for Microsoft again. He's still with Blizzard doing Diablo 4, but now Mike Ibarra did make a comment yet again, social media, Twitter, about Path of Exile 2. So I know you guys are probably going to go crazy talking about PoE 2, but right off the get-go, Rod Ferguson made a comment on social media that he wants the industry to no longer consider ARPGs like ARPGs. He wants games that are like Path of Exile 2 that look like Diablo to be considered Diablo-like. Kind of like when you have Lies of P, it's considered Souls-like. He wants Diablo to basically be considered the end-all be-all of a genre. And let's just say some people had some things to say about that, especially those that are just really not fond of the direction that Blizzard took with Diablo 4, with making the game extremely grindy and like microtransaction heavy, stuff like that. And so it was just very interesting to watch, yet two Blizzard executives want to try to come out and talk about games that have just recently come out. But how are you guys, you guys go on, I am brought into Path of Exile 2. I've only got maybe 2 hours in the game, maybe 3 that I played with these guys last night. Now, Mickey probably has a lot of experience, but not as much as Jacob, because Jacob over here, apparently you've put how much in the first game?
I don't know, 1,000 hours probably.
And you probably plan to do the same with this game.
Yeah, if I can stand it.
See, that's where I want to know, where are you at with the game? Why do you say if I can stand it? Let's just start there.
I don't like the bosses in it. I don't like it at all. Not the game, just the bosses. There's something it just needs to be fixed is all. It will be, but I don't think I'll play it until it's fixed, maybe at least a whole lot.
What is it you saying that needs to be
every load screen
on PC?
Yeah. I don't know about console, obviously, but apparently it's a Windows issue. So don't
Mickey
care. I
last
just want my
night
game to
cut
work.
Jacob real deep when Jacob's like, it keeps crashing. And Mickey was like, well, get on console and you don't got to deal with that shit.
No, I'm good. I'll take the crashing any day.
I'll take crashing any day.
No, I got a long list, dude, but the graphics are good. I like the characters so far. I like what they're doing with the skill tree, which is, I don't know, it's basically the same shit, but I don't know if it's just because of my time in Path of Exile 1 and I'm just like used to it, or I don't know, I just feel like it's different in this game a little bit. Like it's easier to make a build. It feels a little bit more forgiving. In terms of like build design. It doesn't feel more forgiving in terms of like bosses or just general combat. It feels like a slog, and it feels like I'm fucking hitting myself in the head with a bat. But it's fun. It's still fun. I still want to play it, so it's not 100% bad. But like Path of Exile 1 was like this when they first released it. It was like, I think there was like one build that was good, and then everything else was like completely like what the fuck. So I like it, but it needs some fixing. Some people like the slower combat and stuff, but I don't know. There's no movement skills. I think you were saying something about that last night, so it's not just me. Like, bro, is there a sprint button? Like, I need super sprint from COD.
So I'm actually one of those that love the sprint button in any game. Like I was even kind of bitching about it with Marvel Rivals. And like, I don't get it, but I like having the option to sprint. I really do.
Yeah. I liked it in Halo, in Halo Reach. Sorry to say it, but dude, I loved when they added sprint. I was like, this is sick.
See, like, and that's where, when we talk about like the original Halo games, I can understand why back in the day with like Combat Evolved and Halo 2, it was more of a limitation of the hardware. And so they didn't allow you to sprint because of rendering. But now we're here, it's 2024. I'm just like, why do we not have a sprint?
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Just any movement skill would be nice, but it's so they used to have flasks and movement skills. You could have just taken one out and solved the. I feel like they want you to play slower. I think I should be able to play however I want, and then but yeah, they just want us to play slower. I think is the only issue, but it's like too slow. Other than that, it's cool. I like even the boss designs are sick, but like I'm like I don't know. If I want to play a Dark Souls boss, I'm gonna go play Dark Souls. Like I don't want to. I love Dark Souls. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Probably Dark Souls 3. Probably I got to put it up there, like top 5. But I don't want to play that in every game. Like Path of Exile, it's cool. You could hop on, kind of like go brain dead for a little bit. That's what I'm in it for. Like just grinding out until I see something shiny on my screen. Is like how I play Path of Exile 1 at least.
And something shiny on this. And Mickey was saying that they just did a patch that was supposed to fix loot drops.
Mm-hmm. It improves loot drops because even Jacob was talking about it, like if you beat a boss, like there's times where they won't drop nothing. Or they'll drop gold and a couple blues, and it's like, dude, I just spent 10 minutes fighting that boss, 15 minutes fighting that boss, and that's what you're going to give me? So hopefully it increases, good drops, but we'll see.
And last night playing with Jacob was actually kind of shocked because all of a sudden I get in the match with him and Wedge, and all 4 of us are together, and all of a sudden, like the drops increase significantly according to Jacob.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like right now on my build right now, I have 3 yellows, and I'm not even in the double digits of builds.
Yeah, I didn't even get to yellows until like middle of Act 2. I don't think I had a yellow drop. You had a unique drop, which
I know. I even have
unique.
I have like 3 yellows and an orange.
Yeah, that's the first unique I've seen, and I mean I don't have that many hours, and I got 20 hours, so yeah, fuck it, I do have a lot of hours so far. I got 20 hours in the game. I haven't seen a unique drop, dude. In Path of Exile 1, you get one of those in like first boss.
Well, maybe if you got on console with us, you never know. It's just like, oh,
Yeah, it might be different.
we got to favorite the character.
I
or
got the
something.
Xbox right here. It's just the older one. It's not the new one.
Oh, you have an Xbox One.
I got a unique on my sorceress.
Oh, did
It
you
was a
one
dagger.
before or after?
It was before. It was
before. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't see shit. I was crafting my stuff like with regal orbs and orbs of annulment. I've gotten one good drop so far. It was my bow or my crossbow. But I mean, I get it though, because really it ain't like I haven't hit a wall yet, so it's like I can't really complain that I'm not doing enough damage or anything. It's just like it feels like I'm at a constant exact like upward momentum, as you know, like when you're looking at a graph and it's just like one line, but there's actually two sets of data there. That's what it feels like. Like I want to be a little above it, dude. I want to feel like I'm kicking ass, but it just don't feel like that.
So, this is where I gotta ask. What do you mean by? I heard you say it last night, and I gotta know now. What is this whole what is this whole thing about hitting a wall?
Okay, so in Path of Exile 1, you can make your own build and blah blah blah, and it's cool, and you're like, hell yeah, I love this game, blah blah blah, and you'll be like, usually Act 4, I think, is where it might be Act 3. It's basically so there's these places called the Solaris and the Lunaris Temple. There's this guy, I don't know what it is. You can be smashing shit all the way up to about Act 3 or 4, wherever it is. And then just all of a sudden you'll face one dude and you just die instantly. And that's the wall. And they say it's hitting a wall because you got to go restart your character, because in order for you to redo your class, you need orbs of regret. In order to get a decent hefty amount of orbs of regret, you need to be at end game content. So yeah, you hit a wall and you need to restart. That's what hitting a wall is in Path of Exile. And that can happen anywhere in a build. It's just like to the point at where it happens, you try to mitigate it like as much as you can. Usually you'll hit a wall on Uber content pretty much with any build, unless it's specifically made for Uber content, which is like just the hardest boss in the game. Like Uber and like Uber Exarch and all that stuff like that.
Now, the only thing is, like, do you feel that maybe, I believe it's Grinding Gear Games that did Path of Exile 2, right?
Yeah.
Because they've messed with the gameplay and like slowing the gameplay down, do you think they are going to make it to where it's possible to not hit walls as easy?
I don't think it's even I think hitting a wall is more to do with the skill tree. Like I don't think it really has anything to do with the pace of the gameplay. I think it's more the skill tree. They don't really explain it at all, which was a problem in Path of Exile 1. Like in Path of Exile 2, you have videos and stuff for all of the skill gems. Like I was trying to tell you last night, but I was like being stupid and doing the support, which you don't get videos on the support gems. But so on the skill gems, you'll get a video and it's like some guy narrating what the skill does. That shit was not in Path of Exile 1. It was like not user friendly at all. They would be like, okay, cool, here's the quest, here's the gem lady that you buy all your gems from. Here's a checklist of what skills these will work for if you can use them. And then here's a list of 40 gems. They're all level 1s and you have no idea what's going on. They're color coordinated to skills and stuff, but they don't like tell you that really. And it's just like a shit show, but I don't know. It's like I went through it with that game. I was like, at first I loved it, and then I hated it, and then I loved it again. And then it kind of, every time you like peek at content and you like are kind of stuck, you'll hate it and then you love it again, at least for me. So it's kind of like a hate to love it situation. But in Path of Exile 2, they were kind of fixing it, I feel like.
Now, would Path of Exile 2 be considered like a service game?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They release it in seasons. Basically, they're called leagues. Stuff like
now,
that, so.
Here's the so there's 2 points to go into this on, because Path of Exile has a lot of people playing the game. I think you said how many people were playing on Steam. You were making a comment that there was what, 500,000 or something.
I think when I saw it, yeah, it was like 550K or something like that.
So the game is obviously doing pretty damn well, but obviously this is a long game that really doesn't even have an end. And just recently, so for starters, recently we had ex-PlayStation executive Sean Layden talk about, some of the things that are affecting the gaming industry. He talked about unstable development costs, about, how it's like $300-400 million in production expenses. Even talking about the changing in audience demographics, that game, and it even says that games need to be get more engaging, unforgettable moments rather than extensive but uneven experiences. The big thing that he really was trying to also advocate for was gaming is getting too long. He's criticizing the industry's focus on 100+ hour experiences, which often include filler content and fail to align with time-poor reality of many gamers. But he even made the idea that, when we were younger, we were money poor, but we were time rich. But now here we are older, and we're not exactly money rich, but we're also time poor. Because we're just trying to feed ourselves and work our ass off. And so he's advocating that games need to be shorter, high quality games, about 18 to 23 hours, that deliver consistent, memorable moments. How do you feel about that? Mickey? Jacob, anybody want to kind of touch that one?
I prefer longer games personally.
Well, you can't put Skyrim down if your life depended on it.
That's true. That's true. I'm just not a big fan of short games, because I don't feel that it really leaves me satisfied. I mean, it would have to be a really really good game, to really catch me if it was short. But I like the games that it takes a long time to play out and stuff, because that's just what I prefer. That's what I like. So, it's to each their own. So, but I prefer the longer games.
Okay. Now, it's also interesting to see a games as a service style game actually succeeding in a environment that is seen now, today, or actually today or yesterday, officially makes 4 major AAA games, service games, 4 AAA service games, shut down in a 3-month period of time, or either shut down or announced they're shutting down. Does anybody want to take a stab at all 4? Anybody in the chat? I mean, let's get the chat involved. Chat's been silent tonight, but also because I'm probably putting everybody to sleep. No, I'm not. I'm facetious. But no, so does anybody really want to take a stab?
I'm trying to think.
Assuming Rivals would be on there.
Marvel Rivals? That just started.
Yeah, no?
I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about new ones.
Nope, I'm talking about 4. There was since September. We'll at least give a hint here. Since September, with the start of Concord, there has been a shutdown of 4 service games, or at least announced that these games would be shutting down, and they are all AAA budget big companies. It started with Concord. There's 3 more. One was just announced 2 days ago, and I'm pretty sure this one's going to have Mickey go FUCK.
What is that one that Ubisoft made? Is it Skull and Bones? Does that count?
Nope. That one, I think they're actually contractually obligated to keep running for a little while.
Oh, really? Okay.
There was a
I didn't know.
reason why they couldn't just cancel that game.
Okay.
They
I
took
have no idea. I
for
can't even
Skull and
think.
Bones. They took a large loan from the Singapore government and guaranteed that
Oh
game
my
would come
God.
out. And if that game didn't come out, I think there was like you'd have to pay back the loan plus penalties. And
What
so
the
yeah,
fuck?
it was like they had that game had. It was like they have a gun to our
That's
head.
too
We have
funny.
to put this game out.
I would have thought that had to be on the list because I don't know. Shit,
Mr.
I
Gla-
can't even think of anything.
Mr. Glass comes out, says, if it's a good game, I would rather like to stay in it for a long time like Skyrim or Starfield. Exactly. I put 300 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey. One of the games that he actually targeted was Red Dead Redemption 2 in the conversation. I mean, I was kind of like, you can make a very long game, but you got to make it relevant. I mean, I'm
Red
just
Dead
saying
is
right
like
now.
both though. It's like
Huh?
one of the best crafted games ever, and it's really long.
What, Red
It's like
Dead 2?
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. How do you? I mean, what the fuck?
Well,
That's
and
like a bad example.
I mean, look at Skyrim. That game has been put on everything but a toaster. Mickey still
been
plays
put
it
on
to
a
this day.
fridge.
I own it. And as a matter of fact, I know
And
like
Jacob has it too, and he's played a shitload.
right, and Jacob's
yeah.
running what 3,500 mods.
Yeah, 35. Well, yeah, all together. It's like that's patches and everything included though. So it's probably more like 1,000, something like that, 1,200.
But
like
that's what I
actual
mean.
content.
You're still
That's
in the
still a
game, but you're
shitload.
going down the road
Oh,
of
yeah.
like modding.
Yeah. I would play it even if I wasn't on a PC, I'd be playing it right now, like on something for sure.
I should beat it for the achievements first before modding it, but I haven't been able to get that far.
Can't help himself.
I can. I'm like a junkie.
So getting
Well,
back,
Playing New Vegas unmodded, dude, it was a great experience. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I never played this game.
so getting back to our service games. So we started with Concord.
And there's three more, huh?
Yep. So we started with Concord. Concord lasted all of 2 weeks before Sony said,
2 weeks.
"Sayonara, screw it, we're done." That's actually one of the most. That's actually like the most abysmal failure in gaming right now. Like you spent
It's gotta
300
be,
million. You spent
yeah.
about $300 million on a game to just nurture to like 2 weeks and be like, fuck it, we're done.
I am baffled, dude. I still can't believe it was 400 million or 300 million dollars. Crazy.
So, we now
Does
have
Mickey have any guesses or?
Mickey actually plays.
I'm
one
trying
of them.
to. I'm trying to think.
He's like, Mickey actually plays one.
Actually, Mickey plays 2 of them.
Oh wow, dude, you're fucked. Skyrim, here you come.
They better fucking not.
They're shutting down Skyrim.
They're shutting down Skyrim.
A single player game. They're delisting it finally.
We're delisting everything. You play 2 of them, man. Come on.
Okay, man, this is kind of fun. So we have an Ubisoft game, a Square
That minimizes
Enix
it.
game, huh?
Live service. Ubisoft.
X Defiant.
Oh, X Defiant. Yeah.
I don't play that one. I
Yeah.
took that
I
one off
played that
my.
one.
You took it
I
off
have
your
played it.
console, but you actually tried it. You've got some. You've
I
got
did
time.
try it, but you were saying as if I was playing, like as if I've been actually playing it.
Grinding
Okay,
it out.
you made it sound
Yeah.
like you put more time into it. My bad. But so far, we've got X Defiant. We've got
Makes sense.
Square Enix's Foam Stars, which was another PlayStation game that was like a ripoff of Splatoon,
Never heard
PlayStation
of it.
exclusive, which is why I know
Yeah,
you guys
never
would never
heard
be
of
able
that
to. The 4th one, WB Games. It was announced about 2-3 days ago. Does anybody want to guess which one it is?
Don't tell me it's the DC one.
Suicide Squad.
I was just about to say that.
What?
So
I was just about to say that.
now they're not shutting it down, but they have come out and said that Suicide Squad will no longer receive any additional updates. That
Well,
they have
it's
released
whatever.
they at least released their first year's content. Deathstroke was finally added to the game. So Mickey, we got to go check it out. But
Oh, he was?
yes,
Okay.
Deathstroke was added to the game. But if you want to talk about one thing that was done right, WB Games went and added an offline mode as the last update.
I like
So
that.
even if they turn the servers off, you will still be able to turn that game on and play the game by yourself. And you basically the WB Games kind of saw the writing on the wall. Some of the stuff that Ubisoft is going through with shutting down games. And so for whatever stroke of genius they had, they added an offline mode as part of the update when Deathstroke was patched into the game.
Well, that's good because we like that game.
Right. But we got to play. As right now, they said at the foreseeable future, they are going to keep the servers going.
Okay.
They also said the same. Now, Ubisoft used the same words for the foreseeable future. We're not going to turn off the servers. Then they came out and we're turning them off next year. So that's
Get
where.
fucked.
But yes, Suicide Squad, it came out about 2-3 days ago. Deathstroke, the final update. There will be no more updates, patches, content. It's complete at this point. So that's kind of
And you
like,
guys play it, so do you feel like it's complete?
I had no problem with the game. Here's the thing. I wasn't up in arms about the writing. I wasn't up in arms about the character design. I wasn't up in arms. I mean, it plays good, but the game loop was not something that you really would be like, I have probably jonesed to play the game loop of Starship Troopers more than I have jonesed to play the game loop of Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is fun, but the end game, it's actually, as soon as you get to the end game loop and you realize you got to fight Brainiac, I think it was like what they wanted you to do over a 1-year period of time, Jacob, was fight Brainiac 13 different times in 13 different configurations. And it was like the end game, it was like the story was thought out, the game mechanics were thought out, but when it came to like end game content and stuff like that, you could just see some of the stuff was not very well hatched out.
Interesting.
It was like you could see because I think it was done by oh my god, who was the developer for Suicide Squad? They did Batman Arkham.
Oh shit. I should know this. Oh, I don't even know how. I'd have to look it up.
No, you got me. Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's where, I mean, you saw where Rocksteady really knew how to deliver a story and everything around what would be considered a single player experience, hence the offline mode. But when it came to the actual service style of the game, you could tell that they had some shortcomings, and this was like they were stumbling around a little bit in it because they didn't really have like a huge amount of experience in that. And that's where it just felt like the content. And then I would say I did think some of the like I could handle the focus of making Wonder Woman look like a badass, turning Batman and Superman into the bad guys. And I could see why they made some of the choices, but some of the stuff I thought what was weird was, for starters, they come out the gate swinging with the Joker as a character, and then we move on to Mr. Freeze's wife, and then we move on to not Bullseye's, but what's the guy that the sniper dude? Because Bullseye's a Marvel character. We're talking.
I'm trying to think.
See, that's what I mean.
Deadshot.
Deadshot. So in the third season, they released a DLC that was Deadshot's daughter. And then they finally are like, oh, yeah, for the fourth season, Deathstroke. And it's like, yeah, too little, too late. Too little, too late.
Damage is done, bud.
I know. And I like me and Mickey will go back. We'll play Deathstroke now that it's feature complete. We'll go probably hard in the paint and we'll freaking like go fight Brainiac to the point where we'll just completely freaking clean out.
Times.
Yeah, basically clean out the entire end game, and we don't gotta like play the shenanigan of trying to stretch this end game out over 12 months. We'll just probably grind it out in like probably like 30 days.
Yeah.
But so that's where we're at with, games as a service. But, I'm glad to hear that, Path of Exiles 2 is doing well for being a service game. Like Jacob pointed out, though, they have some work ahead of them and getting the game to a point where it's going to probably receive the same reception as Path of Exile 1. But for those that need to know, so right now, Path of Exile 2 is going to be a free-to-play game. Currently, it's in early access, and you got to pay at least $30 to get into the early access. There's even an almost $400 version of the game, which I thought was absolutely insane. But hey, more power to you if you want to be a whale. So right now there's only 6 classes, but when the game officially goes full free to play, how many classes were they supposed to have, Jacob?
I think 12, right?
So right now there's 6 and they're supposed to go to 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey would know better. He was the guy who actually told me. I was like, I didn't even know. I didn't really watch any of it. I just like
you heard Path of Exile and you're like, sold.
Yeah, pretty much. I like to do the thing where you don't watch anything on it, and
same.
Yeah, like with Cyberpunk, I feel like the games I know nothing about and I play, like just buy them and not know anything about them, are the games I love the most.
Isn't that weird? Like when you watch shit about a game and people are dumping all over it and you're playing the game and you're like, wow, I'm actually having fun.
It kind of takes away from it, to be honest.
It makes it feel like you're doing something you shouldn't be. Like you're over here like doing like hard drugs. Like, I know I shouldn't be enjoying this, but I am. But it's like, if you leave yourself out of the loop, like apparently like the game Homefront, everybody dumped on that game and I waited years to play it and I never knew anything about it and I bought it for $9 and I was like, this is actually kind of fun.
Dude, Homefront is kind of like I don't want to say a cult classic, but like that's like one of the games I played on like PS2 and I was like, dude, Homefront is so badass, dude.
Well, it was like when we were playing Suicide Squad. We were playing with me, Mickey, Blue, and Mickey's kid. So there was all 4 of us squatted up. And we were having a blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
We actually had a good time playing it. And it was like we were all making jokes like, we're not supposed to be enjoying this, but we are.
Yeah, I feel like that's what Cyberpunk was as well. I mean, it was broken, obviously, on consoles and shit. But, I mean, the hate was deserved, I want to say. But obviously... Like I didn't even know what Cyberpunk was before Cyberpunk 2077 came out, and then I played it, and like I just remember playing it the very first day, and I was like, "This is insane, dude!" I didn't know it was supposed to be like. I just heard it was like, "Oh, Witcher 3 devs, okay, cool, it'll probably be good." Played it, literally knew nothing about it. Didn't even watch any trailers. I was like just out of it. Played it. Probably one of my favorite games of all time.
See, the one thing that really kind of shot Cyberpunk in the foot was because I knew the troubles they went through at CD Projekt Red with The Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was not launched in a like spectacular condition either. There was actually a period of time where you definitely know who hasn't played the game. Which one we talking about? Suicide Squad? Mr. Glass says you definitely know who hasn't played the game. I'm curious what his answer is going to be. Now, I'm in suspense, like, ooh, who? But no, what really made CD Projekt Red look bad with Cyberpunk was how the executives deliberately had them mislead people about the game. Like they would only show them the game played on high-end PCs that were able to deliver a very good experience.
Yeah.
And then that went with game reviewers. They actually gave a lot of the reviewers actual B-roll. Like the reviewers were not allowed to like record their own gameplay. They had to have recordings that were provided to them. And so it was like literally a big, hush, don't tell them about the problems of the game. And then the game launched and people that weren't under an NDA that were recording stuff, and they were showing the pop-in and loading issues when you were trying to play the game on on a standard HDD hard drive. And oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It like, that's when it was like, whoa. And then it came out that the executives deliberately did this, and it was not a good look for CD Projekt Red. And I think, and that's where a lot of people last year had a little bit of a controversy with them being nominated for like, I believe, Game of the Year with the whole Liberty expansion or whatever. And people were like, no, they don't deserve it because that game needed to be fixed and we were all bamboozled. And, like a lot of people felt a certain way about like, does CD Projekt Red really deserve to get a good job after that, how they bamboozled a lot of people in the community. And then Elden Ring ended up taking it. Anyway, so, hey, what's up, Jago6? Oh, when people give a review or say a game is bad, but who hasn't played it or who has not played. Oh, no, we'll definitely know. I've noticed people will, any game, he's saying any game in general. Yeah, you'll pick. I've noticed people will literally crap on a game for the sake of crapping on a game when they're just trying to get like content on their channel. And I'm going to say it right now. I will only chase a trend is if the trend interests me. That's how it went with like Activision Blizzard. But I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I played a game when I didn't. I can't do it. And besides, Mickey over here would call me out and call me a fraud.
Yeah, I'm not.
Faded Blaze, what's up? Jago6 is playing some Call of Duty Zombies. All right.
Do you see that, honey?
Who you calling honey?
You.
No, I'm moving games, and it was downloading at 5 gigs.
Holy
shit. You're probably transferring. Are you transferring from your internal to your expansion card?
Dude, I've transferred stuff a whole bunch of times and never hit that speed.
Must have been the other day. The other day I got Gigablast and I'm still trying to figure out how the hell that happened because I don't pay for Gigablast. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to complain.
Must have been the wind.
Don't be Dreamcast guy. Oh my God. I would. So if anybody hasn't noticed, the curtains aren't up because my wife and I put up this amazing Christmas tree and I can't put the curtains up. If I was to pretend to be Dreamcast guy, I would probably dive out this window right here. I could not be that. I could not.
Who is Dreamcast guy?
Go look it up. I'm not even going to talk about him on my show, dude. I'm like that right there. Like if people want to be like, like how Eddie at work is like, you always give me shit. Trust me, you are fine. I don't hate you. We're friends. We're cool. If we weren't cool, I would not talk about you. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's done. Xbox is dead for the 20th time. All right. So I guess, we'll get in real quick. One last bit of news before we do start talking about the Xbox stuff because, I know, right? I agree, Jago6. He's like Voldemort. We won't speak his name.
Yeah.
He who shall not be named.
It's like Dark Side. Do you guys know who Dark Side Phil is?
No. Considering my name's Phil, I'm kind of like wondering what the hell that's
Dude. About. Man, I'm not even going to get into it, but he does that same thing, but it's kind of the opposite. He's like, I don't want to say he's the bad guy, but he'll do that. We're not talking about that guy, but he's like an enigma, dude. Dark Side Phil. He's like, that's like one of my favorite YouTube like rabbit holes you can go down, dude.
Well, Jago already said, please let it go. The show is doing good. Mentioning him makes it bad. All right. No, yeah. So, yeah, if you guys want to see some real cringe shit, go look that up on YouTube. But there it is.
Also, Dark Side Phil, if you want to see some real cringe shit.
I'm good, man.
If you have some spare time, anyone, and you don't know who he is, and you got some spare time, oh man, you got to watch It's a Gundam's video on Dark Side Phil. It's so good.
I might have to check it out. Just
I'm too caught up in Haley Welch scamming people with Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, nice. The rug pull, hell yeah.
Actually, everybody's in the chat.
To a girl.
DSP or low tier god. DSP or low tier god.
Oh my god, dude, low tier god too. Oh my god, it's like a well, and you just keep pumping content, and it just never fucking dries up, and it just never gets boring.
Sanchez MTZ says, and Sanchez MTZ Gaming says, if you say his name 3 times, he will show up. God, if he showed up here, that dude would get so freaking. Oh my God, he would rather go deal with some people that actually make content with his content. But anyways, so let's do something near and dear to Mickey's heart before we start tackling Xbox. So Palworld, it looks like, is actually going to bend the knee to Nintendo. They are basically making changes that have some people not exactly happy. Basically, the latest Palworld update introduced a controversial change to how pals are summoned, sparking backlash from fans. While speculation links this change to Nintendo's lawsuit against the game, some technical issues are arising from the update have exasperated frustrations. So pals are now summoned near the player instead of appearing where pal spheres are thrown. The reticle only appears when players are actively aiming. And so a part of this new summoning change, it's introduced technical issues such as pals being summoned inside walls or objects. And like now it's like kind of dividing the community. Because some people feel that they shouldn't have bent the knee to Nintendo, where other ones that are loyal are happy that Palworld is doing what they got to do to make sure that the game does not get essentially, sued into non-existence by Nintendo. But it is kind of just still crazy that here we are, Nintendo is looking like they're winning out on it with their lawsuit, and essentially, they own the patent of the concept of the Pokeball. Just like WB Games owns the Nemesis program, which made Shadows of Mordor and Shadow of War the game that it is today. And they are still the only development house that is able to use the Nemesis engine. And it kind of like it's being wasted because we don't really see any other games using it, which is a tragic waste of technology. We've seen other stuff like with Crazy Taxi be patented, like the concept of picking up passengers inside a vehicle and then guiding them with an arrow to checkpoints to like drop off locations. Apparently this whole mechanic was patented by the developer of Crazy Taxi, which is why you haven't really ever seen an actual true one-to-one version of the game from a different developer. And like, apparently this is something I wanted to dive into. Apparently patenting games or mechanics of games is not uncommon even in board games. Apparently that's why, if you look at the history of Monopoly, they tried to actually rip off the creator of Monopoly and try to repatent the game under a different concept. And it turned into this huge thing. So even the board game industry is just as vicious and cutthroat as the gaming industry when it comes to, hey, that was my mechanic. So, like, what do you guys think about this situation with, I guess, Palworld or Pocket Pair, the company that did Palworld, finally showing signs of bending the knee to Nintendo?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I guess it depends on how drastic the changes become, because the popularity of the game is from all the mechanics that it started with.
They stole.
So if they, whatever. Nintendo
Just
can
kidding.
suck it because they've
I'm just playing.
Jago, we're not supporting Nintendo. Mickey just said it best. He's
no.
probably going to have the Nintendo
I'm
white
just
vans
fucking
show
around.
up outside his house on South Side
Oh
real
yeah, the
quick.
Pinkertons, dude, like fucking Hasbro games.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, Nintendo should have made a good, Pokemon game in the fucking first place, because then Palworld wouldn't have had to do it.
I think their big issue was putting guns in the hands of the pals.
But that's their difference, though.
Hey, little guy, here's a 45.
And to be honest with you, it makes the games fun. But depending on how drastic the changes are, is going to depend on how much the player base stays. Yeah, you got the loyal ones, but what's the discrepancy of loyal to the ones that,
See,
if things get too crazy, they're going to drop off.
right now, Jago, I don't know if that would work. He's saying that they could use blocks instead of spheres or any other shapes that doesn't represent the sphere. I think it's the mechanic of throwing something to deliver a Pokemon. I don't think they put a shape on it. Because I know, like, at least in industrial patent law, I'm thinking it's like, Jacob, I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't even know if you know, but I think with industrial patent laws, to be able to create a product that's very similar to another product, there still has to be anywhere from a 7 to 10% difference.
I don't know the percentages, but I know if you make something that basically, if the patent makers feel like it's common sense, it's like you can't patent it.
Interesting.
It's an actual thing. If you make something that's too like similar to something that everyone else has already made, but it's like a little different, it's like common sense something. It's literally called common sense. Some shit.
Jago is also saying Nintendo has also copied their Nintendo also has copies of their copied their Pokemon characters from another company, so they're not all goody either. Yeah, trust me, no, Nintendo, there's a dark side in Nintendo.
I don't like Nintendo.
So check this out. Like, there's this show on the Discovery Channel that's actually getting into the history of gaming, and one of their first episodes was on Nintendo. Go look some of that stuff up. Yes, Nintendo is definitely a company with a very interesting past. I think Nintendo at one time also owned a bit, like, before they got into gaming, I think it was said something that it was like a brothel, like their version of a brothel over there. So Nintendo,
that's a crazy one.
Like, I think the term, and I forget exactly what Nintendo stands for. I think it stands for like House of Heaven or something like that. I forget.
Wow.
But yeah, there's like, go watch it on the Discovery Channel. They really get into like the history of Nintendo and exactly like the owner of Nintendo was trying to get the company to be successful, that he leapfrogged from industry to industry. Like, it was a taxi company. They made trading cards and all this other stuff. They even like had something on the scale of like a brothel. And then finally they landed gold on designing toys, and then toys turned into video games, and the rest is history. So, and even Jago6 says Astrobot is an exact copy of Mario game in every aspect, and yet nothing is said about that. Well, we all know how the world works, Jago, and it's an unfortunate fact, and I don't agree with it. But of course, Nintendo doesn't have the cojones to want to take on the bank account of Sony, who probably has the ability to defend themselves quite well in court, but they have no problem trying to go over and stomp out the little guy over at Pocket Pair. And to think China can make an exact copy of any game and not be sued with it. Like, they have, like, dude, a lot of the duplicates of stuff actually come out of that particular market. Like, their version of the iPhone literally looks like an iPhone, but it's just called a different name.
Huawei, something like that.
Coming back to America, the Golden Arch is McDonald's. I know, dude. It's just like, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like, they ripped me off. Have you not seen how capitalism works? No, I'm playing. But yeah. Faded Blaze also came in the chat saying he's got some big news. Amazon greenlit Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K TV show. It'll be
Eh,
interesting.
okay. I mean, I know he's like a nerd for that shit, but
Yeah,
I don't really care about 40K. I'm not a fucking 40K guy.
Chris will
I know.
watch it. 'Cause he loves Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually have a couple people over at TXR that I know that I've always enjoyed chatting with, Invader and General MLD, and I know they are in the lore. They even do the characters, and I think build the dioramas.
Yeah, that's expensive as fuck.
Yeah, I've heard that it could be like, dude, there's actually a 40K there's actually a 40K store probably like 15-20 minutes from where I'm sitting.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, my wife took me to it, not realizing what it was, and as soon as we got there, I'm like, I know exactly what this is.
Get me out!
We
it
are
smells.
not like.
I was playing.
Oh my god! I was like, we're not getting involved in this because you don't understand. You think gaming is an expensive habit?
Oh,
Just wait
yeah.
until we get into 40K.
Oh yeah, and then you set up a little paint booth like you're a fucking
Like you're getting ready
gun
to do a
plug guy or
car.
whatever. Yeah, dude, you get a fucking airbrush set and you start painting your fucking. Yeah, that's crazy. I like some of the lore's cool though. I mean, I just can't get into it
Well,
too much.
Jago6 says that will be awesome if it's done right with the 40K thing. He even says
Yeah.
40K is awesome. How about at least we could say that Amazon right now, with what they did with the Fallout series on Amazon, I want to say there's a good potential of this actually being good, like a good show.
Yeah.
Have you all seen the Secret Level series? It has a Warhammer 40K episode that is great. I actually want to check out the Secret Level series that just came out on Amazon, guys. Yeah, it has something to do with gaming. I haven't really watched too much on it, but I keep seeing couple advertisements pop up in here and there for it, and I really got to check out this Secret Level series that Amazon just came out with. But now let's really talk about it. Has anybody in this group other than me played Indiana Jones?
Nope.
Not yet.
All right, that does it for the podcast, everybody. No, I'm playing. All right, well, long story short, Indiana Jones scored about an 87, 88 Metacritic. I don't like talking about Metacritic, but there is a reason why I'm talking about the numbers. I'm just going to, at least before I get into it, say that the game, yes, it is a slow burn for those that probably don't understand the concept of it, but it is a good translation of the movies. Like, he is no Uncharted Drake. That is, or, no, he is not doing that. So, he's not Nathan Drake. He's not running in, guns blazing, just mowing people down, killing everything in sight. No, he is an archaeologist. There is a detective part to him. He likes to sneak around. He likes to beat people up. The game actually has a really good, boxing mechanic to it. I enjoy playing it. At first, I was kind of like, man, I don't know. But then as I got used to it, I really enjoyed that each little area that, like, you start off, the tutorial is the reenactment of the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. But then you get into the actual first area, which is in the Vatican. And it's like a giant sandbox. You got to, know how to maneuver through the area without people seeing you. You can get into instances where you box, you can knock guys out. It's not as heavy stealth focused as Star Wars Outlaws, but I do, at least in my own opinion, feel like there's a little bit of a double standard because people were trying to be somehow Star Wars forced you into this stealth mechanic or shoehorned you with Star Wars Outlaws. And I was kind of like, you're kind of shoehorned a little bit in Indiana Jones because at least in the beginning area of the Vatican, if you start trying to knock dudes out, you're going to have 30 dudes, you're going to have 30 dudes literally stomp you into the ground. And so there's no way you can fight your way out of that. So I'm just saying that I think it's interesting that people are cool with stealth in Indiana Jones, but if you can't run around shooting everything and cutting people down with a lightsaber in Star Wars, it's bad, I guess. I don't know, but I'm having fun with it. The puzzles are great. The writing is actually pretty damn good. It does the Indiana Jones franchise. It does it right. We'll just say it that way. But the reason we brought up the Metascore, guys, is because apparently 87, 88 has a lot of people in a little bit of a tiffle because, for starters, you could definitely see how some people wanted this game to fail. Some people are upset that this game is doing so well. Some have even brought into question, they're like, well, if this game should have been exclusive to Xbox, but because it's not exclusive to Xbox, I'm just going to wait for it to come to PlayStation to teach Microsoft a lesson about their strategy with video games. And even I was kind of like, wait, with their current strategy with gaming, you can't understand their strategy. So in your genius to want to stick it to Microsoft and teach them a lesson, you want to say no to playing the game for $20, but say yes to waiting 6 months for it to come out on PlayStation 5 and pay $70. Have you not listened to the words coming out of your mouth? It has nothing to do with waiting 6 months. It has everything to do with, so you don't want to give Microsoft $20. You want to give them $70, and you're going to teach them a lesson by doing this. Okay.
Don't use a PC, whatever you do.
I'm just saying, like, okay, whatever you think is going to teach Microsoft a lesson, but you're telling them that I would rather give you more money. I'm just telling you right now that is the message you're sending. So cool to you, because your math ain't mathin'. But yeah, I like that, Jago. Like, Jago's right. It really does play a lot like Chronicles of Riddick, Butcher's Bay. Like, did you guys remember play Chronicles of Riddick? Like,
yeah,
I don't get it why everybody's all like stealth, like, oh my God, stealth. I'm like, did you play Chronicles of Riddick? There was like a good majority of that game was hiding in rafters and vents and silently taking people out. You were not like the Doom Marine, just totally freaking just chopping everything up. Yeah, like, still waiting for the Gears movie to come out. That's what Mr. Glass said. Dude, if they made a Gears of War movie, that would be absolutely, I mean, movie or series, I would love for that to happen. Jago 6, you're playing an indie movie without the cutscenes. This is not a Sony game. And Mr. Glass says he's playing Indiana Jones right now as he listens to us. I'm going to play Indiana Jones here after the show. I'm having fun. I'm at least to the Egypt level. And now I'm trying to go through. I just got the lighter. I could start lighting my way and setting things on fire like a pyro. But I mean, like, so I guess here it is, guys. Does the game interest you? We all know that Jacob has a PC and has access to Game Pass. Is this like, so either one of you could download this game right now? Is it like on your radar? Is it something you're not interested in at all? And just like, what do you think about the sheer fact that a lot of people are upset with the support of this game, and they're also like, some of the other stuff that's enraging them is that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has gotten Xbox a lot of recognition through Game Pass. We've also got Stalker 2 getting a lot of recognition for Xbox through Game Pass. And now Indiana Jones is capping off 2024. And there's also something else that Indiana Jones is pointing out for our last subject. But what it is now a lot of people are wanting to all of a sudden be like, why are we giving Xbox credit all of a sudden with Game Pass? Because they want to bring out, like other people want to say Xbox is dead, hinting towards other people that were mentioned earlier in this podcast. And the concept being that they're mad about Microsoft Flight Simulator. What was the other one that came? Like, we had, let's see, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and there was also another game that didn't really launch too well through Microsoft. I'm so horrible.
I-
It's kind of funny. Like, so people are trying to pluck stuff out of they're trying to deny that Concord happened. Like, they don't want to talk about that PlayStation's guilty of one of the biggest flubs in gaming right now, as gaming as a whole. And that is to spend $300 million on a game and can it after 14 days. But, so that being said, where are you guys at on this game? And just like the whole situation that apparently people are just mad that Xbox is, kind of like really doing a good job capping off 2024.
Well, I don't really care what anybody says, so that shit doesn't matter to me. But I'll probably download it and try it out, even though I'm not I haven't even, as you guys know, I haven't movies really, so, I'll check it out and, see what it's about and stuff. But, it's, unfortunately, it's not a game that like where I'm like super excited or anything. I just want to see what it's about, and maybe it'll catch my attention. I'll enjoy it, or I won't. So I mean, it just depends.
Jacob, does this game appeal to you at all?
No, I didn't even know it was a thing, and then I saw it on Steam, I think, and it just blew my mind that it was made by Bethesda, and it looked pretty good.
Mr. Glass comes in with the freaking like left hook to the jaw, and Sea of Thieves is at season 14.
That's crazy.
Concord got 14 days, and Sea of Thieves got 14 seasons. Oh my God. Oh, that's going on social media tonight after the show. That one hopefully is going to drive some people pissed.
I don't know why people would be mad at succeeding, though.
I don't know, dude. No, well, some people, it always used to be Xbox has no games, and then it turned into Xbox can't get a game above 70, can't get a game above 80. Now, all of a sudden, we're moving that goalpost once again. Microsoft can't get a game above 90. It's
why does it affect you? I don't really give a fuck.
Dude, some of these guys
want to play the game. If it's, I don't want to play this game, but it's like, if I wanted to, I don't know. If I wanted to play the game, the Metacritic score isn't going to affect me. The only way I look at like a score is if like I really am just like barely interested in it. If I'm interested in it, even if it has like negative reviews on Steam, I'd still get it, unless it's like I read the reviews and it's like, yeah, people can fucking hack your computer, like Black Ops 2. And then I'm like, all right, probably won't play it.
I'm going to pass on that one.
But like, if it's just like, I don't know, the reviews seem like fucking opinion based, I don't care, dude. I'm just gonna play it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get mad about. I want every game to be good. Why would I want any games to be bad? That's
exactly.
I want every game to be a good game.
That's
dude.
true. That's true.
I stand by. I just feel like we should want games to succeed, because with competition, we get creativity. With creativity, we get innovation. With innovation, we get new experiences.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, fuck, dude. I'm tired of remasters and shit too. I want new games,
dude.
Which, it seems like they had Lego. I think they had Lego Indiana Jones, right, or something like that.
Oh yeah, they've done a couple Lego Indiana Jones. They just did actually, I think it's kind of interesting that everybody wants to talk about like flops. It's on my radar, but I'm waiting for it to get cheaper. Lego Horizon, the exclusive PlayStation Lego game that just came out for this holiday season, that seems to not be doing as well as PlayStation hoped for. So even I was like kind of laughing at just like how, people want to talk about this, that, but they're not like, the conversation is, at least Xbox is releasing games, and they're not like they're not turning into like situations like Concord, or basically creating a Lego game that, according to the PlayStation community, that no one asked for. I love the Lego games, but I'm also going to be perfectly honest. I think the last Lego game I paid full price for was the Star Wars one. That was like the Star Wars Saga, but that was actually a pretty lengthy and decent game, I'll at least say. But
yeah, I'm not a Lego game dude, but I did try to get The Hobbit like a long ass time ago.
The Hobbit was one that I actually played but was not too fond of. I felt like that was like one of the Lego games that that basically, I think it was like Traveler's Tales that did it. And it was like they did some really shitty mechanics in that game, and I actually didn't like it.
It was just the movie, like it was literally just the movie's sound, like they didn't have
and
any
what also
original
makes it crap,
voices.
and what makes it crappy is it only covers the first two movies, and it like they were gonna do a Desolation of Smog, but because the game did
It's
so
Smaug, dude, come on,
the
dude.
Desolation of Smaug. Well,
Oh my
God, are we gonna do this here on the podcast?
Come on, dude.
I will come
It's
to your house.
Smaug.
I will come to your house and kick you like I threatened to do.
Come on, dude. Now that's one thing I am a fan of, Lord of the Rings, dude. You got to get it right, bro. Come on.
Actually, yeah, Arnie pointed out Lego Horizons has less Steam players than Concord.
Oh shit, yeah, you're cooked. So they should take it off, right?
Oh man, pull it from store shelves. It's done.
Quickly.
I know, Mr. Glass. From the Kraken is lacking to making its 14th season, Microsoft has the money to back their games. Oh my God, that's funny.
I don't know, you think Sony would, I get, like, I don't know, Sony makes movies and shit. Like, they should have enough money to buy some cool shit, no? Like, am I tripping? Or, like, I don't know anything about consoles anymore.
It's actually kind of interesting. Sony does have a very big focus now on movies. Like, if you go watch Uncharted, Last of Us, and some of the other stuff that they've had film adaptations for. In the beginning, you'll actually see this really cool graphic. It's like they're trying to be the Marvel of video games, where you see like all their characters like start popping up on the screen in this animation of like stars and light, and it's all
flip book.
And it's like you know, like, oh, it's the PlayStation universe from Sony.
Is that why all their games are like movies, like God of War and shit now? It's like
they are very,
they're movie people.
Well, actually, it just recently came out. This guy, Sean Layden, that we mentioned earlier in the show, because of his ideal idea of making games, he was actually one of those that actually pushed them into the situation of what they're doing now, what they're trying to get out of is like a lot of the big games, the big titles that came out during the PS4 era were literally cinematic, over the shoulder, very heavy narrative driven experiences that were like movies. And then the PlayStation 5 came around and they're trying to like mix it up, and it's like they can't figure out how to get out of that.
Yeah, Last of Us.
But
yeah, I guess
to get back to Indiana Jones, because like, yeah, the minute we start like mentioning the word Legos, people are like getting ready to like light the torches. So let's get like, if you want to light the torches, here we go. So Indiana Jones has, speaking of movies, the Marvel Captain America 4 is already at 400 million, and they keep reshooting, adding even more to the final cost of the budget. Yeah,
yeah, just reshoot again.
I know, right? It's Concord. Just remake it.
Just remake it over and over. It'll make money.
It'll make money.
Yeah, how can it not make money? I mean, it's stupid to think it won't make money.
So, it says Marvel. It's got to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
They loved Infinity War. I feel like that's how they think about it, dude. They're just like, yep.
Yeah, the guys are talking about in the chat. Did you hear about like the PS5 Pro is playing games worse than the standard PS5?
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. That's always good.
What they call the PSSR, which is supposed to be some proprietary like 4K rendering, is like PSSR, and I guess it's like really downgrading the games pretty damn bad. It's putting very unstable frame rates. It's causing flickering and all sorts of shit. It's like their version of DLSS, but it's proprietary. So basically,
okay.
it's like DLSS. So yeah, on your side, yes.
See right there, you should just outsource that sort of shit. Like, just hit up Nvidia, dude. They do it right, or AMD. I don't know. I feel like AMD would be willing to do some shit like that because they have FSR or something. I think it works pretty good.
I think I've heard rumors that a lot of the companies are with AMD, and I know. No, wait, they were with Nvidia, and I've heard like AMD is starting to try to get in on that. I also know like
Yeah,
Intel wants to try to.
Nvidia's just left gamers to rot, so we're fucked. We're cooked on that front. They're AI guys now.
Ha! That's funny.
You go to their fucking website, dude, mentions nothing about GPUs until like, I don't know, 10 pages down. It's like we're not GPU people anymore. We're fucking AI people. Same with like Intel. They're just like fucking. They're all AI companies now. It's crazy. So that's
So
why AMD is taking over everything.
speaking of taking over, like Indiana Jones has brought into the conversation something I've been saying for a long time. And it's also that time of the year because tomorrow it happens. I'm hoping to maybe me and Mickey check it out over the week. I maybe might just watch it tomorrow night while we play games or whatever and just have it playing in the background. But tomorrow night is the Video Game Awards. Good old Jeff Keighley and the Video Game Awards. So, for starters, one of the things that Indiana Jones has shown is a big fatal flaw in the Video Game Awards. And that is the fact that even though Indiana Jones just came out in 2024, it does not qualify for the 2024 Video Game Awards because it got launched after the closing date for anything to be put into the Video Game Awards for 2024. Now, some people would say, why don't you hold the Video Game Awards in January after the final day of 2024, so all games released during 2024 show up in the 2024 Game Awards? Well, the main reason why that's not possible is because it's not about highlighting games. It's not about highlighting developers that put their blood, sweat, and tears into a product. It's to stroke the pocketbooks of publishers and to gain as much ad revenue as possible because of the holiday season. And so therefore, if we really look at what the Video Game Awards truly represent, is they are a money grab. So, I mean, as a small joke, I really feel Jeff Keighley should have Haley Welsh, the Hawk-Tua girl, helping him do the announcements this year, because if it's only a money grab, you might as well get other people that love having money grabs on stage. And it's not that I'm trying to be disrespectful to the guy, but it's more like I see through the veneer of him trying to say that he's there for the game industry and wanting to really support the gaming industry. And it's like, if he was there to support the game industry, there would be a more hyperbolic focus on the developers that create these experiences, that put a lot of time into these experiences, that don't get a lot of times the proper recognition from the publishers that they work for. And then on top of that, it's like you make all these crazy rules. Like, people are already bracing this year for Elden Ring to take Game of the Year 2 years in a row. So last year we saw a situation where they changed the rules for a remake or a remaster to be allowed to take Game of the Year, even though it's not a new game, it's a remake or a remaster. And this year we see them change the rules again to now include DLC into Game of the Year. So Shadow of the Earth Tree is now going to get Elden Ring potentially Game of the Year 2 years in a row. And so, Faded Blaze, we were talking about Marvel Rivals earlier. Me and Mickey have played. Jacob has watched people stream it, but has not personally played. But, like, I just have my qualms about, like, how the Video Game Awards, it's like the Video Game Awards feed on the drama that is created. They feed on the drama that's created And they look forward to it because it like gets more eyes on the video game awards for whatever reason. So I'm just like, how about this? You guys gamed. Have any of you ever tuned into a video game awards?
Yeah, I think I do it almost every year.
No, I usually watch it afterwards.
So you
It's
actually
always
watch it
streamed
live?
on Steam. Yeah, it's always streamed on Steam, like the front page. So I usually always see it and watch it a little bit, not fully, but I think I watched the whole thing last year.
Now, because it is a money grab, that's one of the things that also sucks is it's like one giant overdone commercial a lot of times. Like it's almost like a second E3 or like a version of an E3 because it's like when they deliver awards, it's like this game got this game got that, this game got this, a quick word from one of our developers, and let's watch 10 minutes of game trailers. What? So, so now that's where it's kind of like, so I guess let's try to like, what would be our game of the year for 2024? Like, what game that came out this year that is your personal game of the year? I'm not saying that we're going to tell anybody to play it. It's just, what game do you feel that you have, that you really feel that you're glad that you picked that game up like when it came out? Mickey, you want to go first?
To be honest with you, that would take time for me to think about because for game of the year, I mean, geez, I don't know.
I would
some of the
probably
game-
just say Dragon's Dogma 2 just real quick. Get it out there before I forget.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is one of the ones that came out this year. I actually thought that was a pretty cool game.
Huh.
Mickey's like, can I just say Skyrim? Skyrim. Jago6 is calling out Hellblade 2, Fated Blaze, Warhammer, Space Marine 2.
Oh yeah, that one too. I haven't played it, but it looks really cool.
Oh my God, Mr. Glass says we need that Spit on That Thing award.
Dude, that lady needs to fucking just, I don't know, get fined and then fade into obscurity.
She needs to disappear.
Dude, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking because honestly,
she picked the worst time to do a rug pull, dude, is all I'm gonna say. Like, you could have gotten away with this shit about a year ago.
I think there is potential she might be made out an example out of, but maybe we'll discuss that. Like, I don't know if people want to talk about that shit here. Like, I don't we did not come. I'm not into crypto. I don't think Mickey is. I could not tell you about Jacob.
Just Bitcoin.
But
game
I guess
year, man. Come on.
I'll throw a game out there. Game of the year. See, trying to think what games have come out this year that really there was one game that I kept going back to, which was Star Wars Outlaws, and I did play that entire game, but I'm not going to say that's game of the year worthy. I'm going to say it's definitely a game I recommend, but I'm not going to throw it in that category. Cause to me, it was for me, game of the year is something that just captivated me. And, I'm just trying to look back on what I've played. And I think I would be one of those that would probably say that, at least the way I feel, and it has nothing to do with the fact it just came out, is that I just really do feel that with what Indiana Jones has presented, both in style, the attention to detail, doing credit to the franchise and staying true to the nature of the franchise, I really do like what they've done with Indiana Jones. So if I really had to say, like, what game if I was to look back on 2024 and like really think of what game stuck with me from 2024, it would be Indiana Jones. But I know.
See, I'll throw something out there. I'll say New World Eternum, because I actually really enjoyed that.
You know
game.
what? I'll actually say for an MMO, that was actually a really good. That was actually a decent, like, because it actually. I want to say that game, in my opinion, really it did better than Throne and Liberty, or Throne of Liberty, or Throne and Liberty. I always forget the middle.
See, I like Throne and Liberty too, but New World Eternum was just
better. And I had issues with Throne and Liberty with the fact that the UI was completely broken when it first came out, at least for me, and I was kind of pissed off about that. Mr. Glass is calling Stalker 2.
Yeah, or Stalker 2. See, PoE 2 as well. Dude, I don't know, man. Well, I'm not even going to say PoE 2. It's not even out yet. I don't count that as a release this year. Dude, I don't know. Dragon's Dogma was fucking sick. Yeah, I'm just going to say that one.
Faded Blaze is calling out Path of Exile 2. Jago6 is, he really liked Hellblade 2. Is because it basically it helps like his kids have some of the stuff that was some of the issues that were highlighted in Hellblade 2 with what goes on with the main character, and it actually relate to the game in every way, and he loves to play it.
Is that like the puzzle game? Is you're like a Nord lady or something, or
yeah, Hellblade 2. Oh my god,
like
I
puzzly.
forget her name. I'm bad with names, everybody. We all know that. Sinua. There we go. Sinua. So like if you get into Hellblade, like I'm gonna just say right now, Hellblade, if you don't know anything about it, Jacob, what makes that game,
the first one for like 10 minutes. I think I played the first one and I just can't remember it. I know the name. There's a lot of
puzzles. There's a lot of puzzles. There's a lot of puzzles to it. Yes. But what makes that game unique outside of the puzzles is it really has a lot to do with, like
mental health.
Like mental health. Yeah. We'll say mental health. And in seeing how they recorded some of the stuff, like they used a 3-dimensional microphone where they would have 2 people on either side of it, and they would walk in a circle around the microphone saying, like, you know, the voices in your head saying fucked up shit to you. And because they're walking in a circle doing that to you, if you play the game with headphones on, it literally translates into like the voices feel like they're circling your head. So Ninja Theory has done some very cool stuff when it comes to like really trying to portray mental health issues in that situation. They even had mental health experts help them develop the game, like to give their input as consultants to make sure that the symptoms matched what people would go through. And like, even like now Ninja Theory is working on a game called Project Mara, where they're really highlighting LiDAR technology, and they're using LiDAR to actually map out the entire inside of this apartment that they're working out of, all the way down to like textures of like wood grain and textures of like leather and other materials that you would find on furniture in the house. And they're building some kind of game that, in my opinion, could possibly turn into like a Paranormal Activity experience. And I mean, it looks very freaking interesting, and I'm curious what the final project is going to look like. But getting back to Game of the Year, I mean, well, at least the video game awards in general. How about let's pop the question before we, to close this out. Do you think that there's ever going to be a different organization or a different individual that's going to try to challenge the status quo and create a game awards that will outshine what Jeff Keighley is doing and be more professional and reputable about it?
I personally have no idea. I don't know, because I haven't watched the awards, so I don't really have an idea of If someone would or not, maybe, I don't know. It'd be interesting, but don't know.
I really hope they would.
I hope they would too, but I don't think so. Probably not.
Well,
I
Jeff
feel
Keighley,
like it's like a
it's not
niche.
like Jeff Keighley's going to be around forever. I'm curious, is somebody ever going to come in and fill that gap?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's gonna be in it for a minute, dude. Like next 5 to 10 years for sure.
Well, you're not going to say no to the money, but
He's gonna ride that shit forever.
yeah.
Probably.
Or at least for as long as he can.
I don't know. I don't see someone making another game thing. We got
Well, does remember when the video game awards were on Spike TV? Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember Spike TV? Huh?
Yeah, I do. I thought it was G4 though, but it was Spike.
I think well, I forget who did.
Or was G4 like a? I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe I'm getting some shit mixed up. I think G4 tried a YouTube channel with gaming or something, and it failed or some shit.
Yeah, there's that too. But I know a lot of people have tried to do video game awards, but whatever Jeff Keighley is doing with his industry connections, he's the only one that has truly been able to survive long term and to stay relevant. Which is where I say credit is due where credit is due, because he's weathered a lot of people trying to do stuff. Like look at the Golden Joystick Awards. Though I don't even think those are televised or even streamed.
That's insane. Is that a thing still? Oh yeah, it is. Wow, what the hell?
Mickey's like, wait a minute, Golden what?
Yeah, I have. I don't pay really too much attention to those.
So
I don't really know a lot of what's going on.
The mainstream one is the Video Game Awards, which was done. I only watched Spike TV to watch 1,000 Ways to Die. That was an interesting show. There's a throwback.
I remember that one too.
I remember when they did on Spike TV, it was like, I think it was the Video Game Awards where they had the crew and the cast from Battlestar Galactica come out. And as before they came out, they had a giant, like almost like full-size version of the space Cylon come out over the stage as they were coming out on stage, which I was like, oh man, that's cool. But now all we get is like, I think they had like some kind of cauldron come out on stage for like Elden Ring. We either got to, or no, wait, our big moment is every single year. Oh, that was E3? Okay, then maybe I am getting it mixed up, but you know what we got to look forward to every year in the Game Awards? The Muppets. I get to watch Jeff Keighley every single year have a conversation with one of the Muppets. Apparently Jeff Keighley is obsessed with the Muppets, I guess.
Really?
I guess they're there every year.
Yeah, I guess they are there. I didn't really think about that shit. Dude, do you guys remember watching Deadliest Warrior? Holy
my god.
Shit.
Deadliest
Warrior. Did you guys ever play the game?
The video game? No.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, dude. I played the fuck out of the game. It was like a fighting game, kind of like Mortal Kombat. You'd pick your fucking, your guy. Like I'd pick like Samurai or something every time, but it was actually kind of sick. But you could pick like a pirate, a knight, like just like like a ninja, some other shit. It was fucking cool, dude.
Faded Blaze came out with another I remember watching Silent Library on MTV. The game show of trying not to laugh and making a lot of noise. Oh my god, that was good old fashioned MTV before it got into all this craziness. Or Mickey's probably like, I remember when MTV played music videos.
I do remember that shit.
They did that when I was a kid. They used to play
I know, like remember TLR? No, TRL, Total Request Live with Carson Daly.
Yeah, what was the other MTV? It was like VH1.
VH1. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
We had
VH1.
Video hits
MTV,
one.
MTV2, and VH1.
Yeah,
And then it became. Then you also had VH1 Classic.
I used to watch. I think it was Robin Big. I used to watch on MTV or something
Yep,
like
Robin
that.
Big, Fantasy Factory.
Yep.
Robin Big is one of the best
Wait,
TV
no, wait.
shows of all time.
They did Robin Big, and then eventually Rob Dyrdek transferred to Fantasy Factory, and that's when also like we were all heartbroken to find that Big had passed away.
Yeah, and he has a kid too, which sucks.
I know his kid was
Yeah,
still like not very old at all.
Yeah, it's like 3 or something. But yeah, Robin Big. That's one of my. I just got that on DVD actually. That's
Dude,
one of my favorite TV
Hey
shows.
guys, if you guys want to talk about how much of a physical media person I am, I've got every season of Viva La Bam over in the cabinet.
What about Wild Boys?
I didn't get into Wild Boys. I can't. I
What?
mean, like, if people want to go out in a field and chase each other around in a man thong, we all know from what I have said is I
Dude.
don't care what you do or what you believe in, but if it ain't my cup of tea, it ain't my cup of tea. But more power to you to whatever you want to do. But no, for me, I was more of the Viva La Bam thing.
Viva La Bam was cool. I used to love Wild Boys.
But
And then like looking back on it, it's fake as shit. Half the shit they did, but
well, yeah, it was all like, psh, come on now. How else are you gonna get
yeah,
your
but
hands?
when I was a kid,
I know, right?
kid, dude, I thought that shit was real, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, dude,
Uh-huh.
With Viva La Bam, for me, I was more of into the skateboarding scene and Bam Margera and just like how he always had more of the skateboarders on his stuff. And I was just like, I mean, dude, I was like into skateboarding bad when I was younger. Like,
Me too.
I know
used to
you
fuck
guys
with Danny
can't see
Way.
it, but there was a point in time I had my hair grown down to my shoulders and was just like lived every single damn day of my life on a skateboard.
Did you play skate?
I was more of a Tony Hawk Pro Skater guy.
Dude, have you ever played skate?
I have it in my backlog, but no, I've never played it.
Dude, I think you would fucking fuck with skate.
I know I even bought Session. I need to play Session.
Session is cool, but dude, I don't know. There's something about skate that I fucking love skate. I just played that the other day on my emulator.
What?
E4 since Steam is going to make a console. What does that mean?
In other words, it's no longer going to be E3 because with E3 you had Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. Now it's going to turn into E4 with Steam. I was going to read that. I'm glad you beat me to it. What is
I don't even think I
Are you
watched
are you
it.
taking over my hosting, dude? No, I'm playing.
No, I just opened up a stream and saw that. And I was like, what the hell is that? Steam is going to make a console. I don't even think I knew that. What? I mean, they made the Steam box.
I know. Wait a minute. Is it Steam Valve?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they made. I think they did make a console, but you never know. They might do it again.
It was just
they've already
Steam
got a
on-
handheld.
Yeah, the handheld is sick as fuck.
I don't understand why a lot more of these companies that, like Epic Games and Steam don't make an under the set top box that, lets you get into a Steam account or something, because all you need to do, like a lot of video games have controller support and literally all you have to do is make a scaled down version of a PC.
Yeah, that was what the Steam box was, but that's really old. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that.
Oh, Electric Circus. There's a good one. Or how about
Yeah, the Steam Machine is what it was called.
Steam Machine.
Yeah.
Or Nitro Circus too. There was also Nitro Circus.
Oh my fucking god, I loved that. Nitro Circus was sick. I want to be a rally car racer driver for like 3 months when I was like 10 or something. And then like I figured out you have to basically be a millionaire, and I was like, oh, okay, well that's not happening.
You see, you got to experience those shows when you were young and didn't realize it. I'm like, because I know like you're way younger than me and you're extremely younger than Mickey. And so you had that innocence of like, you got to watch those shows. Like, it'd be so great to do this stuff. I'm like watching it like, man, if only I could have fucking afford to do
You
that.
lived my fucking dream. Well, now I'm looking at it as a grown man where they're buying like Snap-on toolboxes that I'll never be able to afford. So I'm there. I'm with you.
You're
Just so
you're already buying Snap-on toolboxes I can't afford.
Yeah, but dude, you should see they got pit boxes, dude. I'm never gonna
I
get a
know.
fucking pit box.
Working
But
on
yeah,
that.
Nitro Circus, that was sick.
Yeah, like Yeah, the other
I mean, they
like
do shows, right? They do like live shows still,
Mhm.
no? Yeah.
yeah, they do live shows. MTX versus RTX. I remember
MTX
the
versus
video game. I
RTX.
remember the video game, but I don't remember it being.
MX versus ATVs?
Yeah, motocross versus
Oh
ATV.
yeah, I used to play that shit all the time.
I remember the
I got that for one of
games.
my birthdays.
I remember when the like ESPN the X games actually were worth something. Now it's like I'm hoping skateboarding makes a comeback.
I mean, they're developing Skate. It's going to be a live service game.
I've heard rumors that Tony Hawk is interested in doing another Pro Skater.
Hmm. I know I'm going to play Skate when it comes out, but it's like I think they have like probably 2.5 developers who are on it because I don't know. Every time I see an update from it, it's just like the same shit. It just looks clunky and fucked up.
Mickey, you want to reminisce over anything you miss about MTV?
The music videos. I loved watching
I
that.
almost wanted to be an asshole and be like, I miss the days back when it was in black and white. No,
I remember Yo MTV Raps.
oh my god,
You guys don't remember that? Oh,
Nope.
Yo and TV raps?
Yo MTV Raps. Yep.
No, I don't remember that.
It was Dre and not like Dr. Dre, but he called himself Dre. It was Dre and can't remember the other guy's name, but it was two dudes and they basically played like rap music and stuff. They had like an hour or something to play like rap music back then.
Oh.
See, what sucks is I didn't really get exposure to MTV until crap year 2000, because like growing up, I had my grandparents that did not want to get cable, and then I did have like there was a little time I was watching some stuff in the 90s at a cable box that my dad had for a short time, but my dad had like one of those hacked cable boxes like with when they would take the card, and then after a while it was like if your card went bad you had to get another one, and after the card went bad he never went and got another one.
Yeah.
So
The vanilla cards, is that what you're talking about?
well, remember how like back in the day cable and satellite boxes would take cards, like
Yeah.
they were like licenses that you would have to plug into them for them to work. And if
Yeah.
you had an illegal card, there would be times where they would purge the system and you would have the card would basically be like turned off and you would no longer have cable or satellite. It was like the free way of getting cable or satellite.
My entire childhood, my mom's boyfriend would climb the fucking TV pole and like hook a jumper from the TV to our power line, and we had TV through that. I have no idea how, but every couple months they would come through and just cut it, and it would just like flop to the ground, or like there's still shit hanging from the power pole
That's
out there.
funny.
That's
like,
so yeah. I had MTV though. I remember that. I had like Nickelodeon and all that, but
That is funny shit.
believe in
yeah,
yourself and you'll have whatever you want. Where have I heard that one? But the craziest one I ever saw when it came to stealing cable or satellite is I saw this guy aim his satellite dish at his neighbor's satellite dish, and he was able to actually capture their signal, like bouncing it off, and
Really?
he had like free satellite because he was jacking their signal with a satellite dish.
Dude, that is crazy.
I
That
know.
makes sense.
I was like, it's like, it was weird. Like you go in the neighborhood and everybody's satellite dish is pointed up, but his is pointed at someone's house.
Yeah. Shit. Dude, I remember watching
That's
Meet
too
the
funny.
Barkers on fucking MTV. I was probably watching it in like when I was 6 to like 10. Well, like I mean, till like, probably like 15, but like 2006, 7, 8, 9 MTV, yeah. That was one of the channels.
All right, I hear Mickey getting silent. He's probably like already right. I'm gonna fall asleep, guys. Now I'm playing.
He's gonna finish Path of Exile 2.
What'd you say about Path to Exile 2?
I said he's sitting there like, I finished Path of Exile 2.
He's like, I have a fully modded, I have a fully leveled up character. I'm at the end game.
I'm scared to fucking play it, dude. I want to crash.
Get on console. No, I'm playing.
No.
That's right.
Get an Xbox.
I do have an Xbox.
Oh my God, the singing cockroach movie. Oh my God, Steve's apartment? No. Yes?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, dude, it's a movie about like a dude that lives in an apartment full of cockroaches that can talk and sing. Like he comes home to them and they're like, it's just like out of control, zany fun.
Interesting. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I guess.
Joe's apartment. Yeah, Joe's apartment, not Steve's. Joe's apartment. Man, we're like really going back.
Oh yeah, I actually know exactly what this is. That's the crazy part. I just didn't know it was called Joe's apartment.
How about Mickey? Do you remember Idle Hands?
Mm-mm.
The one about like where his hands had their own like mind. They would do things that like his hand would do stuff against his will.
Oh my
Nope,
god,
never
is that the
seen that one.
movie? Is that the movie where the dude is in the truck with fucking the shout at the devil song or something, and he like throws it in the microwave and tries to like cook the hand?
Yes, I think that's because I think he cut the hand
Oh
off or
my
something like
god.
that. Yeah.
Dude, that just like unlocked a core fucking memory in my head.
It's like achievement.
Idle hand,
Memory
dude.
unlocked.
That's some shit I always am like, I wonder, like every time I think about it, I wonder what that was. And I couldn't, yeah, the dude with the fucking bottle in his head, and it was a Seth Green or something, right?
I think it was called Idle Hands. I had a friend back in the day when I skateboarded that was obsessed with that
Holy
movie.
shit. That's nuts. Yeah, I gotta watch this. Yeah, doesn't they like I can't even remember. One of them dies or some shit and like almost goes to heaven, but he walks the other way. He's like, no, I'm going this way, and he like just comes back to life or something, right?
Seth Green. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. That's a dude from
Yeah.
Freddy Got Fingered, right?
That's the dude who made Robot Chicken, dude, or some shit.
Okay, no, Seth Green is okay. Scott, Dr. Evil. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
He's Chris on Family Guy too, I think.
Oh yeah, no, he does a lot of stuff in the voiceover community. I know he's a really good comedian. He also played a character in that 70s show.
Oh.
He was obsessed with Donna. He went to school with Eric and Donna.
Oh, yeah.
But all right.
Yeah, that was a good show.
We're over here just randomly shooting shit now. Okay. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Definitely we're looking forward to the Game Awards tomorrow just to see what unfolds. It's always fun. I tune in for the Game Awards just to see like, well, what could happen? This is going to be interesting. But I'm Centurion 1307. You can find me here on this channel on YouTube. You can also locate me on Twitter, Facebook, other social media places. I am probably also going to build a Blue Sky because it looks like a lot of people are migrating over there. And how about you guys? Which one of you wants to go first? We'll just say Mickey because he's quiet.
I'm Psychosemantic. I'm not really on a lot of the media sites. So if you see me or Phil on in game, you can come hang out, and we're usually in parties. So
Yep, we're always on Xbox Live. Yep.
Just come say hi, and we can hang out and play games.
And of course, we've got Jacob over here, or Rifticle?
The PC guy.
The PC guy.
Rifticle.
All bow to the PC master race. No, I'm playing.
Yeah. Just Rifticle on Steam.
He's like, find me on
Rifticle
Steam.
like testicle.
Oh, God.
I mean, you could add me on Xbox. It's either Rifticle or In the Rift. It'll be one of those, so.
But all right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to see everybody in the chat. Mr. Glass, Faded Blaze, Jago6, I even think I saw Google Poe in here, Arnie. Oh, there he went. Sanchez MTZ Gaming. Definitely Adidas 020. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight, and always
Yeah,
look
thanks
forward
for
to
hanging
seeing
out,
you here
guys.
whenever we go live, guys. Enjoyed the conversation. You guys have yourselves a good night, and I gotta locate OBS on this thing. There it is. Have a good night, everybody.